Hi, didn't see me there, did you? Wanna know why? Cause I'm Trevor Mayer. Come on, let's get him. Hi, yeah, I thought I was supposed to film something today, but, let's just observe some animals together, shall we? Let's go. Hi, we're gonna be observing the Homo sapiens natural habitat now. Follow me. Find this little trick. Oh, we got some nice specimens right here, but don't get too close, they might bite you. Let's go, come on. Now here, we can observe the male Homo sapien working really hard. And look at him go. Interesting fact about the male Homo sapien is they're relatively shy compared to the females. But man, can they work. I just want to say, when they work hard, it reminds me a bit of my dad.
Hey Dad, look at where I am now. Life has taken me on some crazy adventures, and honestly, I have you to thank for everything I've become. Well, everything good, that is. Dad, ever since I was little, you've always been that big sturdy mountain that I could run to whenever my fears came up, or when people were being mean to me. You were my caped crusader, you were my hero, and it seemed like when I was with you, or at any bad time, you could just fly in and save me at any moment. I felt like nothing could touch me when I was with you. Even now, though I'm almost 19 and moving off to college, you still have that fatherly love and protection that I know and love. And I know that if I need you, I can always come to you in stressful times. I want to thank you for watching all those building shows when I was younger. Although I was just watching it for fun, or just because you were watching it, I've realized how much I've actually learned about building. Just from working with you and watching you, and also watching the guys on TV. You've made me into a handyman like you, and I strive to be like the man that you are, even if I don't really show it. Dad, you got me into the best thing in the world, fishing. It was just one of your hobbies that you had taken me long on when I was younger. But a few years later, it had become my passion, my life. You started me on the greatest adventure of my life, and I have you to thank for that. You started me on so many adventures, and some I didn't even see developing. Remember when I was little, and you'd grab me, pin me down, and just tickle me till hours on end? Well, it wasn't that long, but the torture made it feel like it was that long. Now I realize what joy you found in doing that to me. I find it very hard to hold myself back from my victims. Dad, I want to thank you for keeping me in line at times and for really showing me how to live life. Thank you for always being there for me and for never abandoning me, even when I didn't want you around. You've been the best dad I could ask for, and I wouldn't ask for anyone else. I love you a lot, Dad.
Come here, quiet. Here, we can observe the females in their natural habitat. Some fine specimens. This reminds me a bit of my mom.
I finally made it, Mom. I think it's quite clear I've gotten a lot of things from you, like my stubbornness, my emotions, and my love for animals. I could go on with the list, but Mom, I'm just so thankful for you. You started me on my love for animals, and frankly, I don't know how you did it or why I love to watch Animal Planet so much, but it seems like that's all I ever watched. I remember when you would always get me all these animal magazines, and it seemed like they would come out of nowhere, just one after the other. Everything had to do with animals. I read those for hours, looking and reading them, and I didn't even like to read that much, but I learned so much from reading them. I remember when I was younger, you didn't always like me going across the road on my own to catch snakes, so you would sacrifice large amounts of your time just to watch me catch snakes. You were always so giving of your time to allow me to have my fun. I really want to thank you for never giving up on me when I was so difficult. I want to thank you for encouraging me when I was discouraged, and for caring for me when I was sick or injured. I am really thankful for all the healthy cooking, and I may not have liked it at the time, but now I can say I really do appreciate it. Mom, I also want to thank you for listening to me when I talked and for being there for me when times were rough. You have truly been the best mom I could ask for. I love you, Mom.
Alright, now the Homo sapiens. Wait, what's that? Sorry, got distracted there. Let's keep going.
Erica, now where do I start? We've had so many crazy and stupid memories from when we were little, playing our little friend game as we cut up the salad on Fridays, or our tiger games that we actually dared to film. Man, I don't really know what we were thinking. We've done so many interesting things that I just cringe at when I look back. But there are memories, and I would never change them. I remember when Mom and Dad would put us to bed, but I would always sneak into your room because I wanted to listen to your stories that you wrote. Yeah, and sometimes we would get busted, but I love to hear those stories, because to this day, those stories were the most real stories to me. They came alive in my mind. They made my imagination go wild. Now, we haven't always wanted to do the same things, and we haven't always agreed on everything, but you've been an amazing big sister. You know, I really love our walks that we take to the lake, all our late night talks, and the times we spent watching movies and things together. I really don't want to stop doing those. Over the last year, I have been gone a lot, but I think the distance has helped our relationship. And I hope in a few years that you'll be down living in Southern so we can be close to each other again. Erica, I really just want to thank you for listening to my pointless rants and for even just kicking a soccer ball around with me when I'm bored or just because I wanted to do something with you. I really hope our relationship gets stronger. I love you, big sis.
Sorry, you get distracted on it. Yeah, let's go, mate.
Grandma and Grandpa Mayer, I am so glad that I lived really close to you guys because honestly, I never went hungry. Grandma, I remember almost every day after school, I would get off the bus and run over to your house to ask you for some food, and you'd always be more than willing to get me something. And I'm pretty sure you were happy that I was living close to you too, so I could come and remove all those snakes that you hated so much. All I'd hear is my name being screamed and I knew exactly what was wrong. You've always been there for me, from taking care of me when I was really sick, or remember when I was like 3 and I thought no one was home, so with nothing but a diaper and my water boots on, I ran over to your house crying that no one was home, and you comforted me and calmed me down. Then you took me back home and showed me that everyone was actually still home, I just didn't look. Thank you for always being there. Grandpa, over these past several years, you and I have been getting a lot closer, and I'm so glad I have been able to help you out with things around the house and the lake that you haven't been able to do so easily. I remember when I was younger, and I would come over to help you out with stuff, and then afterwards you'd take me out to eat, just the two of us. Those are some of the moments I will cherish forever. I want to thank you for giving me advice about life and for listening to me when I would come over to talk. I think one of my favorite moments from when I was younger was when you would always share the last of the sweet pickles with me after lunch on Saturdays. That was something that was real special to me. I love you, Grandma and Grandpa. Grandma and Grandpa Johnson. Grandma, you're one of the sweetest people I know. And while you live far away from me, I'm still really glad for the moments we have had together. I really appreciate the love and care that you have shared with me. Now, since you are a grandma, you have always been way more than willing to make me food when I'm hungry. And like grandmas usually do, they make it really good. And now, I couldn't imagine a Thanksgiving anywhere else but your place. They're one of the highlights of my year. Thank you for being the best amor that you could be. Love you. Grandpa, we may not have always seen eye to eye, but I still appreciate you with all my heart. The best moment I ever had with you was when you took me up in your plane and let me fly it around for a while. I was so happy I couldn't stop talking about it for weeks. And I think it was also one of our best bonding moments. I can't wait till we can fly again together. I'm a little sad that you haven't been able to get me Has cars anymore for Christmas, but you started me on a hobby that I'll never stop. Thank you for everything, best of far. Love you.
What? You thought I was done? No, we still got one more. Try to keep up, mates.
Alex, buddy, did you think I was gonna forget about you? Bro, I have so many memories with you and things to say, but I'm gonna have to keep it short. We've spent so much time talking, fishing, playing games, and just doing everything together. I really want to thank you for your friendship and for listening to me when I needed someone to talk to when I was going through something rough, and for giving me advice on certain things that you have been through. I've had a lot of fun playing little pickup games with you and watching your games, but I'm super excited that we're going to be able to play on the same team now. No more watching, just playing. Bro, I can never forget all of our stupid moments together. Like, remember all the times our calm and collected car rides would end up in us singing as loud as we could, which was pretty much just shouting. Or the time we almost sank the kayak in the creek because we both wanted to fish further out. Yeah, it didn't take us very long to figure out that two guys who wanted to stay dry are not supposed to be in a one-person kayak. What we do to fish. You've taught me so many life lessons and you've given me great advice that I will always use in my everyday life. One thing I'm really excited about is next year. We've lived close to each other for years, hanging out when we could, and then I went off to Heritage, where we could only really talk every once in a while, or when I came home for breaks. But now we're going to be rooming together in college, and we're going to get to go fishing whenever we want. To end this off, I just want to thank you for your friendship, bro, because for the last 3 years, you've given me a friendship I have always wanted. And while you are my cousin, you're still my best friend. Thanks, bro.